Danger Dolan.
Aladdin is the second most beloved 90s Disney film, right behind The Lion King, and for the most part it's a straightforward retelling of the original story. Supposedly set in the ancient Middle East, questions have been raised about when and where the story's actually set. It seems that a small group of die-hard Aladdin fans have trolled through the movie looking for clues and evidence to support the idea that the whole story takes place in a Mad Max-style post-apocalyptic wasteland. Just without car stunts, and replace Master Blaster with Jafar and Lago. But is there more evidence here to support this outrageous claim, or is it just people making the correlation between deserts and future wastelands? The evidence. The linchpin of these claims mainly revolves around the Genie and the fact that he can impersonate and reference 20th century icons like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jack Nicholson. So how can the Genie possibly be able to do this? It's not like he's magic or anything, right? But let's just say it is magic. The Genie can see the future and he really loves the 20th century. Well, this gets more complicated when the Genie says that Aladdin's outfit is 2/3 century. Well, that settles it. It must be the past. But wait, hang on a second. When the Genie is released from the lamp, he says he's been trapped in there for 10,000 years. So let's say the Genie was imprisoned at the latest the 3rd century, then it must be at least 10,003 AD. And what about the historical city of Agrabah? Surely that's a city in the Middle East with a rich history and Oh wait, it doesn't even exist. Yep, it's a made-up word to be derivative of Arabia, but without giving it a real place name for no real reason. It's not like Pocahontas is set in America Nico or that Mulan is set in Asian Aria. The argument further says that the magical carpet isn't magic at all, but instead a technological marvel created right before the world went to hell. Maybe the magic carpet was some kind of evolution on Back to the Future's hoverboard that was given some sort of artificial intelligence. Oh, and Lago, the wisecracking parrot? Well, he's definitely a leftover genetically modified super pet that must have survived the apocalypse and lived for centuries. But how did the world end? Was there a world-ending war between people and genetically modified parrots that sunk the planet into a nuclear wasteland? Well, if we turn to the video game adaptations from the early 90s, then we get a clearer picture. Both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions of this game feature Easter eggs that support this theory. There's stop signs buried in the sand, just sitting there with no context whatsoever. Then there's the bones of the dead. Lots and lots of bones. From the nuclear fire! Also, there's atomic bomb-shaped objects in the background of the cave system that leads to the secret treasure chamber. All of this leads to the shocking conclusion that Aladdin's really a story of a group of nuclear holocaust survivors trying to reconcile the technological wonders and horrors that have turned the world into a desert. Most likely the result of a nuclear war with the super intelligent genetically modified parrots that humankind had created. Could it be true? Maybe, but it's a bit of a reach to make it fit because the world of Aladdin clearly involves magic. Once magic's introduced in omnipotent characters like the Genie, then all logic and reason becomes questionable. Sure, the Genie does mention both the 3rd and 20th centuries, but magic explains that one away. We can't really be assured in what manner the Genie sees the flow of time either. Maybe time runs differently inside the lamp, or maybe the Genie can just see whatever time period he wants and he just really likes the 20th century. I mean, the carpet's name is Magic Carpet, and Lago, well, magic, right? It's like Clarke's third law says, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Also, the games aren't exactly canon, and things like the stop signs may just be there as player aids and not to really tell any sort of background story. While the games provide the best evidence, they must be moved into a secondary category, because we have no way to tell if the designers have some kind of secret documents from Disney or if they just decided to put a bunch of stuff in there because they could. So I guess if you want to believe that Aladdin is set in a dystopian-like future, then no one can stop you. It's just that this is a kid's film about a magic lantern, and more thought probably went into the marketing than any kind of background story. Either way, it's an awesome movie, and the fact that it can be so interesting to dissect and theorize about just shows how interesting the world of Agrabah is.
That's it.
And have a good one.